Howdy, y'all. It's March 28th, 22. Year of our Lord. I got double fisting. I got the penguin and the clear, different teas. Anyway, I have the pleasure of reviewing to you two of my favorite albums of all time. Now, people will commonly say something like, I listen to all music except for country music, which drives me kind of insane, because there's good country music. There's not new good country music, there's not new good rock music, there's not new good rap music, there's not new good pop music. For the most part, 99% of it sucks, but if you think Keith Urban and Florida Georgia Line and Shania Twain are country, then yeah, you're right to hate that. That's not good. It's not good music. There is good music. There's good old country music. I'm not reviewing that today. I'm reviewing like the revival country, the folk rock stuff that Graham Parsons was instrumental in starting, had massive influence on groups like the Rolling Stones. A song like Wild Horses would not exist without Graham Parsons playing with Keith Richards and the people before. Keith Richards, in his biography, admits Graham Parsons had a profound influence on him. Anyway, Graham Parsons created the Only Good Birds record, Sweetheart of the Rodeo. The Flying Burrito Brothers record is great. GP, self-titled, I think is his best record. That's not what I'm reviewing today. Today I'm reviewing Grievous Angel, which was recorded shortly before he died, overdosed on opiates. Anyway, I'm gonna go Penguin. I like Penguin better than Anyway, John Hartford, Aereo-Plain. This is a cult classic album, bluegrassy folk. There's like pedal steel, banjo, dobro, Vassar Clemens playing incredible fiddle, and it has this great sense of humor. It's a very funny record. It starts, and it has these like rags and stuff that are very traditional bluegrass. So those may be off-putting to you if you don't have a ear for this type of music. But there's also just hilarious lyrics, and he's kind of making fun of the form. He's making fun of himself as he does it. And these clever lyrics are, I think, what separates John Hartford from the other kind of alt country that comes. Fairport conventions, your, eventually your Wilcos, your alt country, your Ryan Adams, right? They're all ripping off Graham Parsons, but everybody's ripping off Graham Parsons, including the most popular bands in the world like Led Zeppelin and the Rolling Stones, shamelessly ripping off Graham Parsons. But first I'm going to review Aereo-Plain. Aereo-Plain, I love this record. I put this record on all the time. Turn Your Radio On, great. Opens and closes the record, and it's like a spiritual. It's like turn your radio on, where the mighty hosts of heaven sing, turn your radio on, turn your radio on. It's just like tune into the radio, listen to the music, but it's also like connect with God. It's like a Christian kind of gospel, but like playing with the idea of that being a radio station. You may notice a pattern about radio stations, perhaps because I'm trying to send you to mine. Steamboat Whistle Blues. Amazing. This is my favorite song on the record. Well, started out to be a towboat man, but I never got the hang of a ratchet bar. I was growing up back in the Illinois fields with coal dust in my ears. Got stuck in... Anyway, I just have the track list. I don't have notes. My favorite lyric is the third verse where he goes, now the city's drawn up so it looks all square like a crossword puzzle on a landscape. Looks like an electric shaver now where the courthouse used to be. The grass is all synthetic, and we're not quite sure about the food. About the only thing I trust these days is Steamboat Whistle Blues. I'd sit and watch the TV if I thought I could trust the news. About the only thing I trust these days, them steamboat whistle blues. Great picking, great melody, great funny lyrics. Looks like an electric shaver where the courthouse used to be. Back in the good old days, this is just fun. This is just like an old party. Starts with a cool bass line. And it's just like, yeah, we're going to like, when we're old, we'll sit around, pass around a joint, bottle of wine, talk about the good old days. Back in the good old days, then is Up on the Hill Where They Do the Boogie. And this Boogie's, it's great. It's a great song. It's, again, like more funky, kind of rocky, melodic than most of the later half of this record, which is more traditional, more bluegrassy. Although you did have the kind of traditional intro with Turn Your Radio On. Although that gets played with later, as we'll get to. After we're Up on the Hill Where They Do the Boogie, which is just one of the most fun songs in the record, there's a track called Boogie, which is just John Hartford in a very creepy voice saying, like, will you boogie with me? I want to boogie, but like in this creepy, deep voice. First Girl I Loved is next. I love this song. It's about falling in love for the first time and then kind of projecting that onto all of your future relationships and that naive romanticization of young love. I think the lyric is, I'm Don Quixote and she's Joan of Arc, or I thought she was Joan of Arc and I'm Don Quixote. Anyway, again, there's good, clever lyrics. It's not just like bluegrass, like, you know, folk cliche. Presbyterian guitar, great little rag, great little bluegrass number, instrumental, with a vamp in the middle. This song does have a vamp in the middle, kind of, but it's more about writing a song with a vamp in the middle and just kind of playing with that as a lyrical idea. It's a fine song. Symphony Hall Rag, this is where you get some great fiddle, you get some great banjo, you get some great dobro, guitar, just a great bluegrass piece. Because of You is 1 minute long, and it's like a sketch of a song. Steam-powered Aereo-Plain, which follows, is back in the full instrumentation, cool, clever lyrics. I need to stop saying the word cool. Is there a cooler word for cool? I'll use that. Anyway, Steam-powered Airplane, delightful song. Holding, I think that's the one where he plays with like vocal melody stuff. Holding. Yeah, it's like a short song, mostly with like playing with vocal harmonies. He's doing this like do 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 do. He also does that in the Up on the Hill Where the Boogie. He does these like do do do. You know, pleasant rhymes and then these trade-off vocal harmonies. He has another vocalist singing behind him at times. Leather Britches, another great instrumental rag. Great banjo, fiddle, everything you want from a nice bluegrass song. If you don't listen to bluegrass, I don't know why you're watching this review. Tear Down the Grand Ole Opry. This is another ballad. This is a sad song about them tearing down the original place where the Grand Ole Opry took place. They still do the Grand Ole Opry. It's in a new location. But this is a beautiful song. It's kind of a ballad. Like Steamboat Whistle Blues and back in the good old days, there's this nostalgia that infects this entire record. And it's just like, yeah, our way of life is disappearing and becoming this antiquated, old person thing, which used to just be normal, but now it's... Anyway, after Tear Down the Grand Ole Opry, you get the nice Leather Britches rag. Then Station Break is a fake advertisement for the fake radio station. And then the album closes with Turn Your Radio On, Turn Your Radio On. Yeah, it's a great record. Start to finish. Very good. Graham Parsons, second best solo record, fourth best overall record is what I'm reviewing right now. You know why? Because I just listened to it. This is my research. I listened to the album and then I tell you about it. Return of the Grievous Angel is one of my favorite Graham Parsons songs. I think it might be my single favorite Graham Parsons song. Just that, won't you scratch my itch, sweet Annie Rich, welcome me back to town. Step out of your porch and come into your parlor and I'll tell you how it all went down. My favorite is, and I saw my devil, and I saw my deep blue sea, and I thought about a calico bonnet from Cheyenne to Tennessee. I don't know what that lyric means. It means everything to me. Hearts on Fire, great heartbreak song. Emmylou Harris singing angelic backing vocals to Graham throughout a lot of this record. But on these opening songs including I Can't Dance is hilarious. It's the danciest thing on the record. It's a cover of an old rock and roll song. But, yeah, I Can't Dance grooves, rocks. It's like a good country rock song. I enjoy this a lot. As well as Brass Buttons. Brass Buttons, the lyrics are like about describing these specific things about a girl that you love. So it's like noticing like the buttons and the details of her clothes, her affect, her whatever. That's kind of the upshot of the lyrical expression in this. And it's told over this gorgeous, similar to the John Hartford record. You know, there's pedal steel a lot on this record. There's not a lot of pedal steel. There might be some on the Hartford record. There's tons of pedal steel on Graham Parsons in general. Graham Parsons just loves a good pedal steel, which I also do. And Vassar Clemens, if you're a Deadhead, that's who is on Old and in the Way. The best member of that band. He plays on the previous record. He plays on Aereo-Plain. I do not believe he plays on Grievous Angel, although they have great fiddle playing. I love the pedal steel, the guitar. Ron Tutt, I think, is on this. They have great bass and drums. It's just like a full rock band, but playing this alt-country thing that Graham Parsons kind of invented. Sort of. You can find me earlier records that sound like alt-country than 67, and I'll review that. After that, $1,000 Wedding. This is a funny song. I love the Graham, Emmylou. And then Medley from Northern Quebec. This isn't actually from Northern Quebec. They just wrote that as a title, as a joke. This is just them live in the studio doing like an upbeat bluegrass rag and then more of a kind of mid-tempo ballady song. And it's lovely. But Love Hurts. That's the next song. Love Hurts. This is the definitive recording of this song. It's been covered by everybody. The Everlys did it. Roy Orbison did it. I think Roy Orbison wrote it. And then that terrible Nazareth, that terrible 80s band covered it. But this, Graham and Emmylou singing Love Hurts, is one of the most beautiful recordings of any song ever. So I think that's why I picked this, actually, is because my two single favorite Graham Parsons performances are on this, which is the opening track, Return of Grievous Angel, and Love Hurts. Some fools think that happiness, blissfulness, togetherness. Some fools fool themselves, I guess, but they're not fooling me. I know it isn't true. No, it isn't true. Love is just a lie made to make you blue. Love hurts. Ooh, love hurts. Ooh, Las Vegas is great. This is like back to the up-tempo, dancey stuff. I think some of this stuff is included on a re-release, so I'm not sure which of these actually appeared on the original LP. After that, In My Hour of Darkness. This is a great elegy for Graham. Actually, the backing vocals on this are Linda Ronstadt. Just a weird trivia fact. But this is beautiful. Starts with a great piano melody. Brass Buttons starts with good piano as well. And then, yeah, just lyrically, melodically, just develops in this really beautiful way. I don't really want to project my personal interpretation of In My Hour of Darkness, but it is the last song on the last album he recorded shortly before he died. So, it's kind of the last statement we have from one of the all-time geniuses of rock and roll music. Graham Parsons has as much influence on the direction of rock and roll as almost anybody. Hare Krishna, 16.